What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Somebody asked me to do this video. A show what the load board look like for Reefer. So I got some free time. Think I just do it live right quick. That way I ain't got to edit nothing. So I got DAT load board. Yeah, I know I pay the cheapest version, $50. That's all I pay. And I'm gonna type in a couple of cities and see what the going rate is. But of course, before I look at the load board, I gotta do my disclaimers. This video is not to encourage you to go out here, get a truck, lease on to some reefer company, or try to start some authority, or if you're a company driver, a lease driver now, it's not to argue with your dispatcher and try to tell them that rate is paying $30 a mile and all that stuff. I'm just showing y'all a load board, and use it, do whatever you want to do with it. That's all. That's all. So let me take a look and see what's going on. Reefer team. The screen full. There we go. Okay, search. Go 120-mile radius. Now keep in mind it's after 1 o'clock, so rates are gonna be higher just because it's late in the day. But this is out of Tennessee, so as y'all can see, let me show y'all can see it. I wish there was a way to take this top part off so we can see. I think I can. It's all good. But anyways, so we got Sherm Logistics. I think I hauled a load for them before. Coming out of Murfreesboro down to Florida. Just a regular basic load. I don't know, down there in Florida they got immigration checking, all this stuff. So I guess they figured some Americans gotta go down there, they wanna pay some money. Actual logistics, I don't really work with them folks too difficult. If anytime I anytime Axel want me to haul a load, I just give them a ridiculous price because they gave me a hard time back in the day. But at the end of the day, you don't know which one of these brokers are gonna work with you. I'm just going through the load board, so got a lot of freight, $4 a mile, short runs. Got some down at 397. Nashville up to West Virginia, 2400. $3.97 a mile. It's up in Hickory, Kentucky. I don't know why he got it posted in well, probably can't find nobody in Kentucky, but probably about an hour dead here. That ain't bad. Got some North Carolina runs, some short runs. Tennessee over to North Carolina, 1150. You got Kentucky, it's about a 2 hour dead here. It goes down to Florida, 963 miles. Probably do it in a day for all y'all super truckers out there. But more than likely, it's going to be a 2 day run, or at least a day and a half. Got some other Kentucky down to Florida. 900 miles, $3,800. Not too bad. Got Tennessee to South Carolina, 500 miles, 1950. And keep in mind when y'all looking at this load board, like I said, um, this is not what your carrier is gonna pay you. Especially if you over at, well, I ain't gonna say that these carriers, but this is spot market freight. Now I know they told you spot market freight is $1.40, $1.10, and all that. I get all that. That's why I do my disclaimers because I don't want you going out there buying a truck thinking that by the time you get a truck and get whatever you need together, the rates you see today is gonna be the rates you finally, get on DAT load board. I don't know about all that. Let me just kind of scroll through though. 500-mile trips and about 350. And this is our reefer, just regular reefer, one pick, one drop. Unless it says otherwise, this was multiple drops, so not that one. I can get way more money, multiple drops. I can get up to 3,000. See, I like all these Florida runs. See, like this one is, let me see. Yeah, this one you pick up today. No, you pick up tomorrow. It says the third, but pick up tomorrow in the morning and deliver it the next day in the morning. So one day of work, $2,200. You probably get them for 2,500. The fuel to go from Tennessee to Florida on 644 miles. Um, I don't even know what the price of fuel is around here. Yeah, I want to go and check the price of fuel. I pull up the fuel rates and we'll see. Let me get a calculator right quick. Let's do 640. Let's do 650 miles divided by. Let's do 5 miles to the gallon. So it costs 130 gallons to get down there. Let me check over on my fuel side and see what's going on. Uh, mm, yeah, I don't mind my fuel card. I had to pay the bill today, $30. So I'm gonna get that from. See what the fuel going for over here in Nashville. I'm in St. Petersburg. That's why at least two. You must be a hazmat carrier also. Hazmat for what? Say what now? You said buy a truck, get authority, and go to oil field. I don't think authority gonna help nobody in the oil field. All right, where am I at? Nashville. It looks like fuel across the board. I can get it for about $3.20. So if y'all want to see what I pay for fuel across the board, on the West Coast, look like $4, and everything else is $3 and I'll say on average we're looking at about $3.20 down here in Texas. We at $2 more down here in Florida about 3.30. Up in the Northeast 3.60. But as far as pump price, I don't know what pump price is. These are all discounted prices. Let me see what's going on in Nashville. Because hazmat going to pay when Walmart and Target loads don't. Oh, I don't know anything about Walmart and Target loads. Yeah, the reefer board I'm looking at is just regular reefers. It's not for hazmat. See, this page freeze up on me. I don't think the page may have frozen. I can just look and see. Fuel is about $3.20, so I can tell you how much it's gonna be on what we say 130 gallons. Should decide to freeze up. All right, that's cool, no problem. Let me calculate it. So we'll do 130 gallons times $3.20. It'll be $416, and then throw $50 in there for the reefer. So about $466 to get down to Florida. So on $2,200. Like I said, you try to get if you try to get 2,500, then the 500 to cover the fuel and 2,000. You just pay 3% factoring on that. Keep the rest. You walk away about 1,900 for one day's of work. Yeah, about 1,900 for one day of work, and then you'll just keep. That's most people check right there. That one load, just this one load right here is most people check. If you just pick up on the third, deliver on the fourth, 39,000 pounds reefer. You know, now whether it's a real company or not, I don't know. I'm just looking at the load board. I know. I know Nolan is a real company. Pick up on the third, probably drop off on the fourth. It's not multiple stops. I know this is a real load. 586 miles for about 2,000. Anyways, let's switch up the city. Let's go and see what Memphis got going on. Okay, got TQL. That's 1,200. We don't want to do that. Let's do Jonesboro, Arkansas. Jonesboro, Arkansas, over to Florida, 928 miles, $4,000. Loads in Joplin. Joplin, is that Joplin, Missouri? Where's Joplin? Wherever it loads at, 928 miles. Still gonna be what the load is. Not too bad, man. On 928 miles, let's just say 700 in fuel. Then you pay factoring, you still be walk away with $3,000. And on 928 miles, I mean, probably can get. I mean, with the right loud, but you can get there in a day. But if you want to do a 10-hour break and all that stuff, let's just say 2 day run. 2 days, $3,000. You know, not too bad. Me personally, I would try to aim for lows as. Let me do it this way. Try to aim for lows as 700 miles plus. Let me do it by. Let's do it this way. All right, switch it up. Let's go into. Let's go right in here. About 900 miles. All right, let's go right in here. So 1,000 mile runs on down. So $3, $3, $3. Everything going down to Florida. $3 a mile. 1,000 miles, $700, $800 in fuel, somewhere right in there. Not too bad. Got Laredo, Texas. We know not to go down there. Well, you can go down to Laredo, Texas. You can get loaded out of McLean, not McLean. What is that? Got what city that is down there on the border? You should be. You probably can come out with something right there in Laredo. You can go back up to PA from that area. So Laredo is pretty cool. Got Tennessee to PA, 2,400. But basically everything I see on the load board. I mean, with a cash truck and a rented reefer, I don't see how you can't make it. Well, me myself, I don't know about everybody else. I just don't see how you would not be able to make it pulling a reefer. At least in today's times, at least right now. But I know I'm the 1%. Because I know it's thousands of drivers that's not making it with a reefer. But that ain't got nothing to do with me. 600-mile range. Memphis to Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's say 2,000. 600 miles. Still walk away about 1,500. That's just one day of work. One day, 1,500. If you can do 1,500 take home every day, which means you'll have to get a load that's about $2,000 about 700 miles a day. You'll do 1,500 net every other. Well, yeah, every day as long as you pick it. Well, now let's say every other day because with Reef, I don't know if you're gonna be able to pick up, drop off, and reload all in the same day. So we ain't gonna say that. But yeah, just showing y'all. Okay, let's go and look at the loads. They release driver like doing. You like loads like this. I gotta do the teams. I gotta take that out for team. And then do a 200-mile radius. Yeah. So he'll do something like this: California up to Maine. Reefer team load of grapes, 4,000 pounds. That ain't too bad at all. 4,000 pounds. I mean, it's cheap though, but he'll run something like this up to Maine. When you get up to Maine, man, maybe get some liquid ends or something up out of there. Get some liquid ends or get some potatoes. Potatoes probably pretty good. You gotta have a passport. You gotta get over in Canada to get them potatoes. Load that refill 90,000 pounds, come up out of Maine, or just do the liquid ends up there. Rates are actually kind of down, man. You know, prior to COVID-19, I say 2019 and before, all this stuff used to be like 15, 14,000, 13,000. It's like nowadays they didn't cut it in half. It's like 50% off for the same loads. But this is what he do, man. All this is reefer with teams. I'm just showing you the loads that Josh do. He like reefer with teams. He don't do regular reefer loads. So you can go from California to Florida, 7,233 miles. The problem is when you get to Florida, how on earth do you get all the way back to California for I mean if you're gonna gross 14,000, this is 7,000. You gotta get from Florida all the way back to California for another 7,000, and you gotta do that all in a week. And to run 2,533 miles, that's not something you're gonna be able to do in a day or 2 days. So that's why I always ask to see these drivers settlements, but of course, you're never gonna see the settlement. You might as well forget about that. All right, let's take out the team. Let's just do regular reefer. Let's do it by rate per mile. All right. So if you just want to do short miles, here's the rates: $4, $5 a mile. Short runs for the people that got cash equipment that can make it on short runs. California to Vegas area, 1,300. Probably get something out of Vegas or Phoenix, somewhere right in there, out of Arizona. Maybe you can go back with something. I'm not too sure on the lanes on the West Coast. Got Cali over to Arizona. A lot of Cali to Arizona. You get to Arizona, you should be able to get something going back. So, but like I said, everything I see on the load board, I just don't see any problem with making it with cash equipment. That's just me personally. Though. I have no idea what these drivers are going through. Um, I mean, I see the suffering on the internet, but a lot of it is it's not that the money ain't being made. They all grossing 8, 9, 10, 30,000 a week. It's just after all these deductions, they left with crumbs. That's really just the deductions. That's how it is, man. Just they make the gross, They probably get the rate per mile, but it's a little bit different on the cash truck. California to Vegas, $4 a mile. All right, let's get out of Vegas. Let's go down to Houston. See what's going on down that way. You got Austin, Texas, Denver, Colorado. You got Texas to Louisiana. I don't know about this spinning wheel express. I don't even like the name of that. Let me scroll all the way through that. Through all that junk. They spamming the load board. Let's go down a little bit more. All right, did it freeze up on me? I think it froze up on me. We'll see in a second. Refresh the page. Yeah, majority of the freight is already gone. It's almost 2 p.m. So keep that in mind. This is just what's left on here. But what I would probably do if I was in Houston, scroll down a little bit. Oh, why they let me scroll down? What the hell's going on? Oh, there you go. All right. See if we can find something at the last second. I see Louisiana to Tampa if you want to head to the East Coast. A little 2 hour dead here. You got Houston and Nashville, but I don't like that spinning wheel express. But then again, you got TQL with the same load. I call TQL. As a matter of fact, with the spinning wheel, they got it for 23.50. Call TQL started 2,500, go down to about 2,300. Now spinning wheel express could be a real company. I don't know. They got good ratings. I mean, I just ain't never heard of them, so could be legit. Let me see if that load got anything special on there. I think I really call TQL if anything first. 16,000 pounds. Yeah, I call them. I know I can get there and be gone. That's what I would do, man. I do Houston, Nashville, but obviously that's where I'm from. It's a last second load. I even go Texas to Georgia. And from Georgia, I go straight to Nashville. How's Atlanta looking? Atlanta at 2 p.m. Let's see. Change this radius down to 100. Reefer over in Atlanta. That's what it's looking like right there. Go to Atlanta down to Florida. Look like I don't know. Like I said, I don't know who the spinning wheel express is. They just clobbering up the load board with their nonsense. Yeah, jump down right in here. I want to see every other company but them. Man, I don't know. But the Reefer still look pretty good though. You got TQL, Atlanta to Orlando, 440 miles, 1,700. You got Fitzmark, Georgia down to Florida, 1,500. Steam Logistics, I used to haul for them. Georgia to Tennessee, that'll get me back to the house. 200 miles, $1,000. TQL, Georgia to Kissmere, 1,600. So I mean, the rates for reefer still it look like it's just pretty good across the board. But like I said, my disclaimer, just because the reefer rates, is good on this load board, that don't mean the carrier you work for is getting, well, they getting the rate, but they ain't gonna give it to you, is what I'm saying. Once again, man, don't go out and buy no truck, start no authority, get into the reefer game based on what you see on this load board. Because tomorrow, everything could be 50 cent a mile. So that's my disclaimer. I'm just showing the load board. That's all I'm doing. Got Georgia the VA 2000. I'd rather take that as long as it ain't multi-stop. Yep, four stops. VA finish 11 a.m. Friday. Come on, TQL with that nonsense. Let's do a lot of the to Florida. One pick, one drop. See, I run this straight through. I'll take that load from out of Houston straight over to Georgia. From Georgia, I just grabbed this right here down to Orlando, $1,600. So just doing that right there, we would have came out with what, $3,000 to $4,000 for about 2, 3 days of working. So I mean, that ain't too bad. Not too bad, man. You know, the reefer coming from Super Ego, so we ain't doing no maintenance on no reefer because it's Super Ego reefer. Only thing we doing maintenance on is a 12.7, and if you wait for a 12.7 to break down, shoot, it might be a long time. Got Georgia to Temple, 1,700, 474 miles. So there's plenty of freight out there. Plenty of freight out there. I mean, you should be able to get some decent rates, but the rates that I see on here, yeah, everybody ain't getting this, man. The majority of these people is $1.20, $1.40, $1.50. That's majority of what the industry is running for. Uh, and that's mainly because, to me, I think it's just a leasing thing. I think if you're leasing a truck, it's just a way for the carrier to screw you over, tell you everything, pay under $2 a mile. That's what I think is going on. I don't think, from what I see, if you got your own authority and you controlling everything, I mean, I don't see how. At least not with no cash truck. Now, if you got some $200,000 truck and you go out here and you agree to one of these $40,000 a year insurance policies, you're not gonna make anything. But if you got a cash truck, a cheap insurance policy, and you rent a trailer like how I do, I just rent trailers now. I don't even buy trailers. I just rent them. I don't see what the problem is. I don't see what the problem is. Other than, of course, you probably gonna need some time under your authority to book majority of this stuff. We got KLLM, Georgia to Florida, 363 miles, -10 degrees. KLLM got a little bit more money for us though. TQL, Georgia to Florida, everything going down to Florida. But if you starting in Houston, or you just work your way across. Got Georgia to Kentucky. That'll get me back to the house. Louisville's 2 hours away. That's TQL too, but they got 4 stops, so we ain't taking that. I guess it depends where the 4 stops is at, but this LTL stuff, I ain't really into it right now. Not right now. It pays good, but I'm just not into it right not at this second. Well, it look like they already posted this. Georgia down to Lakeland, Florida. Okay, one pick, one drop. 1,500. This is what's going on currently. As far as the low board go, let me look at Chicago. Let's see what's going on up there with Reefer. All right, so we got TQL, Indiana to PA, 3,500, 669 miles. That's a good price. Let me see what they want. Is that multiple stops? Nah, it's not multiple stops. They just, hey, it's 2 p.m. Like, I mean, at 2 p.m. it's hard to find a truck. So 3,500. So say you take this load, 3,500, the fuel $500. Pay factoring 3% of the 3,500. I don't know what that is, man. That's some light, some cheap. You gonna walk away with at least $2,800 once you put in, $50 in the refill for fuel. You put your 150 gallons in the fuel tank. I mean, fuel $3.20 up there on mud flap. You gonna walk away with like $2,800, and it's TQL, so you know the load good. You know what I'm saying? Just put the load. Then when you get the PA with the reefer, I had something coming out. Go to New Jersey. TQL got a customer up there in the South Bend, Indiana. Let me just look and see TQL only, because I know all this stuff is official. Let's see what they got. What's the name of TQL company? Total quality. There you go, right there. You just see only TQL freight, so I can see what's really going on. Okay, here we go. It's TQL only. What a reefer. So they got Indeed, Indiana to New York, Indiana to New Jersey. You can go to Michigan, North Carolina, 761 miles, 3,300. One pick, one drop. TQL got some good rates up there in the Midwest for the reefer right now. I ain't trying to go to the Northeast though. All them tolls and all that. I ain't going up there. We're going to New Jersey, 3,500. Chicago still seem to be a good spot for reefer and drive in. We'll go to VA Norfolk, 3,600. I don't know about going to Norfolk with that classic. I don't know about that area. I ain't trying to, wrap the whole truck and trailer around a pole or something. Skip out in Northeast. Let's keep going. You got Georgia right here. Michigan did hit 96 miles up to Michigan. Get a load to Atlanta, Georgia. It says 2 pits, one drop, but you empty tomorrow. See, I don't mind. I don't mind getting loaded twice in one day and drop tomorrow. See, I do that pickup. It says it's 2 pickups and then one drop tomorrow, empty tomorrow. See, you see what I'm saying? 700 miles. We most definitely gonna be there tomorrow. So $2,700. Let's say you get them up to $3,000. Or you negotiate up whatever they want to pay. Let's just say 3,000, make it even. Okay, $3,000. We talking about 130 gallons in fuel, which is like $500 when you add the reefer fuel. $50 for reefer fuel. Then 3% in factoring. Okay, if you got up for 3,000, take away the fuel, that's 2,500, and then take away another 100 for the freaking factoring. I guess you still gonna walk away with like $2,300, and that's you gonna add that in the bank account tomorrow. Like you gonna pick up today, and as long as you deliver tomorrow, and you open the doors to the reefer and the freight ain't all on the floor, you bag into the dock, you getting paid, bro. Like it's you gonna factor and get paid. Like the money gonna be in the account. We talking about having $2,300 in the bank account tomorrow. Do you know $2,300 is a lease driver's entire check? Do y'all know that? No, I'm serious. Do y'all know that, bro? For a lease driver to make 2,300 with a drop in right now, do you know they running almost 5,000 miles? They going from one side of the planet to the other for $2,300. That's what they doing. And then they make fun of the cash truck drivers because, man, the cash truck man, you gotta go, 700 miles for $2,300. Okay, I think I'll do that, man. Okay, so I can get $2,300 by tomorrow. All I gotta do is, and this is TQL, so they most definitely finna give it to you. You're gonna wait 5 to 8 hours to get loaded. That's fine, T Hill. We can sleep. Well, I was about 5 to 8 hours because it's two pickups, so yeah, it's two pickups, so one of them gonna be faster than the other. But at the end of the day, it's one drop tomorrow, and TQL gonna pay the detention if there's detention. But I mean, I don't mind if it take all day to get loaded today. At the end of the day, we still gonna be there tomorrow, and we gonna be there tomorrow. Even if we got a delay and we there the next day. Let's say what's today? Let me see what date it is. Okay, today Tuesday. Even if we deliver Thursday, okay, it take you 2 days to make $2,300. That's still a whole lease driver's check, and it's still 700 miles. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. We ain't going to roll out in no Connecticut, no Massachusetts. If I wanted to go home, we'd probably go to Kentucky. 300 miles, 350 miles, $1,250. A lot of TQL freight going to the Northeast. He ain't try to go no Northeast. Oh, we go to Ohio. Illinois over to Ohio. 419 miles, 1,400. 10,000 pounds, one pick, one drop. 419 miles. Probably put, you can say 400 in the fuel tank, keep 1,000. T Hill said that load is not going to be empty tomorrow, so it'll broker to, I can't see what that word say. Let me look at my other phone. Broker to screw you. Right. But like I said, even if it's there by Thursday, it's still 2,300. We got Illinois down to Florida. 1,217 miles, 2-day run. One pick, one drop. We can go down to Florida. $4,000. 1,217 miles. You can say 1,000 in fuel. Left about 3,000. Say 3,000 after the 3%. When you get down to Florida, though, I don't know what you're gonna get, but I just know what's gonna be in the bank account. That right there, you will load this today, and most definitely that's gonna be that Thursday. That's a 2-day run right there. Got Illinois to Atlanta, fresh load. So you pick this load up today. Let me think. Let me see how many hours Atlanta is to Illinois. Pulling up at Desmond Plains. See how long it'll take. Atlanta, Georgia. Said what's the 30-day average? I don't think I can see it on this load board. That's one of them advanced load boards. You know, I got the cheap stuff. Okay, this 12-hour run. Let's say 12-hour run. From Desmond hour, not hour, but Desmond Plains, Illinois to Atlanta, Georgia. 12-hour run, 740 miles. All right. So 12 hours. Gonna run it straight through. Majority of y'all gonna run it straight through. I mean, as long as they load you before, I guess midnight today. As long as they load you before midnight, you can be there by 12 noon tomorrow. So I mean, I don't see you just spending the night at the reefer. I mean, at the shipper today. I see them loading this load before midnight. You know, I mean, it's 2 p.m. right now up there in Illinois. Let's just say you got a 5 p.m. pickup. They gonna hire you out of there before midnight. You know, this is TQL too, so I mean, TQL gonna get the clocking after 2 hours. They gonna be clocking at detention. But even if they don't pay the attention to what I'm saying is, you're gonna be there tomorrow. I gotta do my disclaimer again because I'm gonna get up over here. This video is not to encourage or influence nobody at all to go buy no truck, start pulling reefer, drop the drive in for the reefer, or start arguing with the dispatcher, thinking that, hey man, all the freight out here paying $3 a mile. That's not what this is. Somebody just asked me, can you show a load board? I'm just showing a load board. Now tomorrow, everything on here is probably gonna be $1.10 a mile. So keep that in mind. But all right, yo, I can get on up over here. Just thought I'd scroll through right quick. Y'all watch the replay and see what's going on. And if y'all want to get the load board, it's $50. And I think you might need a DOT number. I think I can't remember. If you need a DOT number, man, just take somebody's DOT number off the side of somebody door or something, man. Who cares, man? Just who cares, man? But all right, y'all, we get up out here.